Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into a highly frustrating, incredibly common mystery that I guarantee almost all of us have experienced. We're calling it the lip balm paradox. Why on earth are you constantly applying lip balm all day long, yet still walking around with dry, cracking, and peeling lips? Let's figure this out. So, applying lip balm all day and still cracking. If you're nodding your head right now, you are absolutely not alone. We've all been there, right? You feel a little dryness, you swipe on your absolute favorite balm, and for like 5 minutes, everything feels great. But fast forward an hour or two, and that tight, flaky feeling is right back. So you apply more. The cycle just repeats and repeats. Eventually, you kind of start wondering, is my lip balm just completely broken? Or maybe worse, am I actually addicted to this stuff? Well, to solve this little detective story and find the real culprit behind that persistent dryness, we first need to look at the unique biology of our lips. Get this. Your lips only have about 3 to 5 layers of skin. Just 3 to 5. To put that into perspective, the skin on most other parts of your body has up to 16 layers. So not only are our lips incredibly thin, but they also have virtually no oil glands compared to the rest of our face. This biological reality makes them uniquely delicate and super susceptible to moisture loss, harsh weather, and just our everyday habits. They are fundamentally different from the rest of your skin, which means, naturally, they need a fundamentally different approach. And that brings us to a really crucial scientific concept, TWL, or transepidermal water loss. Basically, when that thin 3 to 5 layer skin barrier gets compromised, moisture literally escapes into the air at a rapid pace. This means when your lips are persistently dry, you aren't just lacking moisture, you're actively leaking it. If you're just slapping on a basic, run-of-the-mill lip balm, you might be coating the surface for a bit, sure. But if you aren't repairing that damaged barrier underneath, the water is just going to keep right on escaping. Okay, Section 1. Hidden causes of dry lips. Let's look at what's actually damaging that barrier. We always want to blame cold winter weather for dry lips, don't we? But the real culprits are often way less obvious. First up, plain old dehydration. If you aren't drinking enough water, your lips are quite literally one of the very first places your body shows it. Then we have mouth breathing. If you've got a stuffy nose or maybe sleep apnea and you're breathing through your mouth at night, that continuous airflow strips the moisture right off your lips while you sleep. We also have to consider certain medications, things like acne or blood pressure prescriptions, which naturally reduce your body's overall moisture levels. And finally, nutritional deficiencies. A lack of vitamin B complex, iron, or zinc can directly contribute to dry, cracked lips, especially right at the corners of your mouth. Now, here's a habit I know almost all of us are guilty of. When our lips feel dry, our very first instinct is to just lick them. I mean, it feels like an instant, soothing fix. But licking your lips actively makes the dryness so much worse. See, saliva evaporates incredibly quickly, and when it does, it takes whatever natural moisture your lips had left right along with it, leaving them way drier than they were a second ago. It just creates this terrible, vicious cycle of temporary relief followed by severe moisture loss. There is another massive blind spot in our daily routines: the sun. We are so good about putting sunscreen on our faces, but we completely forget our lips. Because our lips have very little melanin, the pigment that gives skin its color and offers some built-in sun protection, they are highly vulnerable to UV rays. Prolonged sun exposure leads to dryness, peeling, sunburn, and even premature aging. If your lips are constantly chapped in the middle of summer, the sun is a major, totally forgotten enemy here. All right, Section 2, the ingredient checklist. Let's look at the actual chemistry of the products we're using. Prepare yourself for a bit of a light bulb moment here. You know that really pleasant, cooling, tingling sensation you get from some of the most popular lip balms out there? We are completely conditioned to think that tingle means the product is quote-unquote working. But actually, that tingle might just be irritation masquerading as relief. Ingredients that cause that specific sensation can actually increase irritation and dryness over time. It keeps you hooked in a cycle where you feel like you constantly need to reapply just to soothe the irritation that the balm itself is causing. Crazy, right? It really comes down to knowing how to read your labels. Think of it as a battle of heroes versus villains. Your hero ingredients are the ones that are actually going to repair that delicate skin barrier and give you deep, lasting hydration. We're talking shea butter, ceramides, cocoa butter, beeswax, and vitamin E. On the flip side, we have the villains. If you are struggling with persistent dryness, you absolutely want to avoid excess artificial fragrances, synthetic flavors, and ingredients like menthol, camphor, and phenol. Those are the exact ingredients giving you that fake tingle of relief while sneakily stripping your lips over the long haul. To really cement this idea, check out this advice from Dr. Safi. She notes that Lip care should focus on repairing and protecting the skin barrier rather than simply adding a temporary layer of moisture. This perfectly ties back to our transepidermal water loss concept from earlier. We don't just need a temporary glossy band-aid. We have to fix the root biological problem by actually repairing those 3 to 5 delicate layers of skin. Section 3. Pro tips for healthy lips. Let's get into the solutions. Okay, here is a super simple, highly effective routine that tackles this whole mess from every angle. Step 1. Hydrate from within. Remember, so many dry lip issues start with dehydration, so getting your daily water intake is just non-negotiable. Step 2. Slather on a lip balm with SPF 30 or higher whenever you're outdoors to block that UV damage we talked about. And Step 3. Apply a nice, thick, nourishing balm right before you go to sleep. Nighttime is honestly the absolute best time for this because the product just sits undisturbed on your lips for hours, letting those hero ingredients do the heavy lifting of repairing the barrier while you snooze. But alongside those good steps, we've got to break a few bad habits. First off, picking at dry, flaky skin is a huge no-no. It delays healing and can even cause bleeding. Over-exfoliating is another massive trap. Instead of using harsh, abrasive sugar scrubs on lips that are already cracked and hurting, experts say just take a soft, damp washcloth once a week to gently sweep away loose flakes. And, of course, assuming all balms are created equal is a trap we've officially debunked today. Ditch the highly scented, irritating stuff if you want actual healing. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this really great, holistic advice from Dr. Pardwaj. She reminds us that environmental factors are always going to try and weaken that natural protective barrier. But her prescription is beautifully simple. Use fragrance-free lip balms, stay hydrated, and avoid irritants. Having healthy lips isn't about applying a product 50 times a day. It's the result of consistent, gentle care that genuinely supports your skin's biology. Which brings us to our final and probably most important question of the day. Think about the lip balm you have in your pocket or your bag or sitting on your nightstand right this second. What is actually in it? Is it packed with barrier-repairing heroes like shea butter and ceramides, or is it secretly hiding villains like menthol and artificial fragrance that are keeping you totally stuck in the lip balm paradox? I highly encourage you to go check that ingredient list right now. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and here is to finally achieving comfortable, healthy lips all year round.